Morning. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Love 500. Welcome back to a new project. At last, we have a new project. If you watched my last video, you would have seen the trouble I've had getting a car. Well, I've got one. It's coming. I haven't got my watch on, but it's coming within the next half an hour. So at the moment, we have an empty driveway. I've just got the broom out and just swept some of the leaves up and some of the general crap that was underneath where the cars have been here. Cleaned all the oil up that was spilt before using the old magic stuff. That magic stuff, elbow grease. So yeah, just waiting for it to arrive now. Gallen's on his way from Copart in Colchester, stuck in traffic on the A12, but he's well on his way now, so should hopefully be here soon. So by the magic of YouTube. So there it is. The 1.2 lounge, sorry not lounge, 1.2 colour therapy. Once again, filthy dirty, covered in dust. We'll show you it in all its glory in a minute. But first of all, let's go back out to when it arrived. Morning.
Morning.
You alright?
Hello? Oh yeah. Listen guys, if you ever need to buy a car, he's the man. Honest, very trustworthy and always there to help.
I'll pay you later.
Yeah, don't forget my 100 quid, alright?
Yeah. Here's the car. Oh, it's not. Oh, they've straightened the wheel up.
No.
In the photo, the wheel's like that, but I guess they've just pushed it straight.
No, they haven't, but I mean, I was thinking...
It'll probably roll okay then, won't it?
I was going to ask you if you have a wheel, because I've got
what?
a spare wheel or anything. So
I've got wheels, yeah.
Like, yeah, let's see how it's going to go, and then we will decide if we need to put a wheel.
Oh,
I've got
okay.
the jack inside,
Yeah.
we can just jack it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Nice. Look, matching. Huh?
Oh, matching keyring, look at that. Yeah. I expect I'll take those off, to be honest. Oh, nice noise.
Nice and clean one. This one's alright.
Good.
I like it. Is it low mileage too?
Yeah, under 20,000.
Sorry, 120,000?
Under 20,000.
Under 20,000.
Yeah, not 120, no.
120,000, wow.
Yeah.
What a low mileage.
Let's have a quick walk round. All good this side. Tiny little dong there, just for a change. We'll have a proper walk around once we get it down the driveway, but this is it. 63 plate, colour therapy. And the only damage really is this. We'll have a good look at that suspension arm and what have you once we get it. Bumper will repair quite easily. Just the wing needs replacing really, apart from the suspension. Sounds good.
Oh, it's a start-stop system.
Yeah. Everyone turns those off.
Yeah.
Horrible things.
Alright. Let's do it now.
You're not in. Yeah, that's it. It is now.
Hold on, let me try first gear. No.
It's not going in gear. It's not going in gear.
No.
Really? So I stopped recording there. As you saw, we had a bit of an issue. just for a change. You put it into gear, you take your foot off the clutch and nothing happens. So I haven't looked at all yet, but what I'm hoping is it's the gear linkage that's come off under the battery tray. We will investigate that this afternoon. So it's currently about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, same day. So I'll just show you around the car. I have had a quick look round. There's not really much to show, to be honest. We'll unlock it and then we'll have a little look round. We'll start off the side that's okay. So I'm hoping that you're going to find that the volume, the sound quality is better. I'm using an external microphone now, clipped to my shirt. I have got a wireless mic as well, but I couldn't seem to get it to work properly. So for the time being, I'm using this one. So hopefully the sound quality is better. So anyway, so down here we have a little pull down there. If I can get the camera down there. That's nothing much. I think the wings very, very slightly bent there as well. I'm not sure actually. But apart from that, it's fine this side. The car is absolutely rotten, but this side it's fine, marks wise. As you can see, we've got a wheel trim missing there, but there are 2 wheel trims in the car because they're 50 quid each, second hand. It's the cheapest I've seen them. They're a little bit scratched up, but hey ho, I'm not forking out for new ones. In the boot now, I found this inside the car. So that's come off of something with big wheels. So whether that's come off a transit van or something. Oh, I keep getting it caught in my microphone wire. Whether that's come off a transit or something, I don't know, but it was on the back. So if anyone knows what that's off of, let me know. It could be off of anything. Something with big wheels. So I reckon it's got a parking sensor hole there. So God knows what that's come off of. We've got a spare wheel in there, unused by the looks of things. So this is a colour therapy. So special edition. It's got aircon, it's got the special wheel trims, but it hasn't got blue and me, so it's got the standard stereo, which is a shame. We've got the grey seats. I'm not going to open that too wide. It's got the grey seats. It's done a smidgen under 20,000 miles. It's done about 40 miles under 20,000 miles. Seats are okay, bit dirty, a little bit dirty here and there. We have a missing thing there, but it's over there. Seatbelts are okay. Wheel trims are down there. There's no documents, no service history, nothing. So I'll have to try and track it down now. Here we go with the damage. It's just going before I show it to you, I'm just going to grab my torch. So I haven't taken the wheel off yet, but so as you can see, that's pushed right back. It's a brand new tyre by the looks of it, which is a shame. Wheel is absolutely destroyed. There's a little bit of damage to the door, but nothing that won't polish out. That's a little bit dented there, but again that can pull out, that'll be okay. The bumper, it looks like grease. Not quite sure what it is. It's taken the paint off there. It's marked that glass. I think that will come off. Doesn't smell of anything, but it looks like grease. So I think a lot of that is going to come off. Obviously, where we got this, where it's taken the paint off. But what I'm going to do, I will rub all that down, and I've ordered some paint, and I'll get that painted. So there's no other damage to it. I don't know what the lugs are like, but from what I can see here, they look okay. Obviously, the wing is destroyed. Can't get a wing in this colour at the moment. There aren't any available whatsoever on eBay. So I'm probably going to have to get one painted to order, painted to code. So I can either take a white one down to the paint shop and get it painted. The trouble with that is the weight. Or I can order one, which is I think £131 painted to code. If you do that, there's always the issue that it might not match, of course, but sometimes I've got away with it, other times I haven't. So I've got to make a decision as to what to do. Now damage wise under here, let's put the torch on. So if I put the camera down here, so you can see down there, the bottom arm is snapped, which we expected. It looks like the drive shaft is distorted in some way. I can't really tell much else at the moment until I get the wheel off, which I'm going to do in a minute. At the moment it's up on axle stand. It's jacked up on axle stand, so I'm going to get that wheel off shortly, and then we'll inspect the damage a bit further. So I was going to order a suspension arm, but I think that's okay because it's gone backwards. I don't think it's damaged it. From here I can't see any damage to the subframe, which is good news. The only other thing we had an oil leak. Seemed to be an oil leak from around the sump area when the engine was running, so we need to investigate that. But the biggest issue is, I can't obviously try it now because we're up on axle stands, but the biggest issue was, well, it's not an issue as such, it's the gears. I mistakenly thought this said runs and drives. When I looked back at it after the car was delivered, I realised it didn't say that at all. It actually says engine start program, which means the engine starts, which it does. The engine is sweet as a nut, 20,000 miles on it. So the issue we have is that when you put it into gear, I think I just mentioned this, you put it into gear, you put the clutch down, put it into gear, take your foot off the clutch, nothing happens. Now I had this with one that I sold probably about 3 years ago, which I actually sold to my next door neighbour just there. He came home one day and he nearly rolled into the front of his house because he was trying to reverse off the drive. And it turned, I haven't got the bit to hand here, but I have kept some spares. So you've got a green ball joint, which we will show you. It's under the battery, so I'm hoping it's going to be that. So it's a ball joint, a two-part sort of nylon ball joint that the gear selector is connected to. So I'm hoping that in the accident, or for whatever reason, that's got dislodged. So what they do is they separate. You've got like a cup and a ball. Why they're in two bits, I don't really understand, because I'm not sure, I don't think they move independently of each other, because I've glued them in position. So all that does is the gear selector will move the cable, which then pulls that, which then selects the gear. That came apart, which means, and that was doing exactly what this one's doing, so I'm hoping that's the case, because that will be easy to fix. I fixed it last time with super glue. Left it, took it off, super glued it back together, left it for an hour or so, put it back, good as gold, and he had the car for 18 months, 2 years, and it never went again. So it's not as easy to actually replace that, I don't think, but we'll see what it is. If it is that, it'll be easy to fix, but we'll come to that a little bit later on. Maybe not do that today, but at the moment I'm going to get that wheel off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the camera up, get it up on time lapse, and then we'll get the wheel off and have a little inspection underneath, and we'll be back. Right, so the wheel's off, as you saw. So what have we got in here? So if we look in there, if I get the torch in there, obviously as we saw before, the bottom arm is snapped. You've got the tie bar that's come off completely there. I'm not sure, this is part of the subframe. I'm not sure whether this is in the right place or not, so I need to compare it to the other one. I'm really not sure. I think it is, but I'm not sure whether that's bent. It doesn't look bent, but I just need to make sure it's in the correct place. So that obviously comes down to there. It doesn't seem like it is, but I'm not sure. Now the drive shaft, if I get the torch in, excuse the camera work, get the torch in there, you can see it's come right out completely. So when this has been pushed around and backwards and that snapped, it's pulled it out. So I've ordered a new one. It's probably bent. If it's not bent, then it may just go back in, but I've ordered a new one anyway, so I think it's best to just change it. So what else? So the tie rod, the track arm, no, that's the steering rack, isn't it? So the steering rack's gone as well. Yeah, I think, actually I say that, no, I don't think the steering rack has gone. The track rod arm's gone, but then the thread's gone on the end of it, so that, I think that means I'm going to have to get a new steering rack. Yeah, because obviously that's the threaded end on that goes on there. So that'll have to come off as well. That's a shame. It's a little bit of extra expense, but it's not the end of the world. I don't think the hub's gone. I think the hub's okay. I think. Obviously that's not turning because the drive shaft's knackered, but it seems okay. The hub itself doesn't seem damaged. Brakes don't look too bad. So the main damage is this, the steering rack. This, I've ordered these, I've ordered a pair of these, and the bottom arm, which I've ordered, and of course the drive shaft. I think I already said that. So that's it for the damage under there as far as I can see. As I said, I'm not sure whether this, I'm going to have a look at the other side and compare it. I'm not sure whether that's bent or not, because that's part of the subframe. So if that's bent, I'm going to have a new subframe as well, which I have done before. It's a pain, it's extra expense, but if it's gone, it's gone. That's what the oil leak is. It's the oil, it's the grease stroke oil out of the drive shaft. It's not an oil leak, so that's a positive. So we need to start getting this stuff off now. Connor, I've arranged for Connor, so a week today, on next Friday, Connor's going to come around and do all this for me, so I've got to get all the parts in by then. The paint will be coming on Monday or Tuesday, so I can make a start on that. The wing I'm going to take off now, just to get it off and out of the way, because it's damaging the door whenever I open the door. So I might just sling a white wing on it for the time being, just to protect it from the elements. And start taking a few bits and pieces off. We'll get the bumper off probably tomorrow. Get what's left of the bottom arm out, and get the old drive shaft out. Do what I can to prepare it for Connor to come next week and do the necessary. I'm just hoping that that's not deformed. So if anyone's got experience of Fiat 500s, tell me whether you think that end of the drive shaft is damaged. I'm not sure which angle this sits at. So that obviously, no, sorry, that connects to there. That connects to there. I'm not sure whether that's in the right place or not. It looks sort of in the right place, but because this is broken, and obviously this is that seems to have been pushed backwards and downwards where it snapped. So I don't think it's probably not. It hasn't damaged the actual rod itself. That's not bent. It's just broken it at the bush where it pushes on. You can even actually push it on almost. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can do with it. We'll start taking stuff off, and hopefully more will become apparent. Right, that's that off. I think it gives us a little bit better view as well as what's going on. So that bracket is bent. Now I've got new ones of those, but chances are that will actually bend back into position. So I probably don't even need to change that. It's just been pushed over on the bolt, so a little bit of bending around, and it'll probably go back on. So we'll know that when we get the new wing on. If it is a bit bent, then we'll change it. The best eventuality is that these inner wings are not bent. Excuse the plane going over. So this has not touched this one. It had bent in here, but these are quite hard. They're not soft steel like the panels are. These are hard. I don't know if they're boron steel or what, but they are very hard. It takes a bit of bashing to damage one of these, and if you do damage these, all the welds have got to be drilled out. It's a bit of a nightmare. I have done it once and then welded a new one in. It was a job and a half. So I always try and avoid that if at all possible. So it's still difficult to see down here until I start getting stuff off. But again, this is the only bit that concerns me. I don't want to have to buy a new subframe if I can help it. It looks okay, but I won't really know until I get the old one out. And of course you've got the joint down there, which may be a little bit bent, possibly, but as long as it's not broken, the new one can go in. If it is, then we're knackered. Well, we're not knackered, just have to put, I say just, we have to put in a new subframe, which I don't want to have to do. So yeah, so that's the wing off. I'm just going to clean up all the tiger seal. I'm going to probably pull that out with a slide hammer, and then I'm going to just offer up a white wing for the time being. I'm not going to take the bumper off, because until I'm ready to paint it there's no point, so I shall put that sort of back up in position for the time being. I'm going to start taking a few bits off here if I can. Right, so I think I've done what I'm going to do for today. So I've got the bottom arm off. That was a job and a half. I've taken part of the, what have I taken off? I've taken the drop up swing arm thing, whatever you call it, not swing arm, drop link, taken that off. I haven't bothered taking that off. The only problem I've got, and it's quite a big problem, is if you see in there, that's where, just there, that's where one of the bolts goes for the bottom arm. It screws in through there, into a captive nut, and if you can see there, the captive nut's gone. The captive nut has sheared off, and it's inside that box section. I've tried to get it with me magnetic tool but can't get it, but even if I could, obviously the only way into that box section is through there, so you can't, I'm not going to be able to secure that that bolt. There's no way of securing it without that captive nut on it. So unfortunately the only thing I can do, I think, unless Connor's got any bright ideas, is to get a new subframe. And have to put a new subframe, and we have done that before on one car. I can't remember which one it was now, but we had a problem with this part before. It hadn't sheared, but it was just it had all split, so that's why we had to replace the subframe before, which was a pain in the backside, but it was done, and it was done okay. It's just extra expense and extra time and so on, and it's a bit of a nuisance. But I think I've sent the picture to Connor of that, and I don't think, unless you've got any other bright ideas how we can get around that. I can't get a bolt behind it. There's no way I can get a bolt behind it, I don't think, which is a shame, because if I could, then I could just get a bolt and washer behind it, and then it could bolt up onto that, but I don't think there's any way of doing it. So while I was just filming, and I had a message back from Connor confirming that, yeah, if that captive nut snapped off, then we need a new subframe, so I'll have to get one of those ordered. And he said, well, I don't know where my torch is. There's my torch. Let's get my camera in there again. What he has said, if you can see down there. Hang on, let's get the torch in there. He said that it's only come out halfway. The cup hasn't come out, so I guess it's just forced its way out and it's broken it. It may mean more to you than it means to me. I know it sits in a cup. So that's good news, is that's where the oil's coming from. So that's all I can do on this bit really now. At least I've made a start, and it's a little bit less time Connor has to spend on it. Obviously he'll have to get everything off the other side as the subframe's got to come off, but c'est la vie really. Yeah. So I might I'll go and order one of those on eBay now. Quite heavy, so I'll probably have to go and pick it up from somewhere, but never mind. We'll do it. With better luck, I might be able to get it this weekend, and then it'll be ready for him on Friday. So I'm just going to put the wing on, just to put it on and to weatherproof everything, keep the rain off if should it rain, and then I'll get the bumper back on, and then I'll see if I can get some of those marks out of the bumper. Okay, I'm currently using another microphone, so this is just a test. So I'm using a wireless microphone at the moment, so I'm hoping now that I can set my camera up on the tripod, and we can have this microphone going, and I can obviously walk around the car, do what I like, and you'll be able to hear me. That's the plan anyway, so hopefully it's going to work. We'll see. So I've got me white wing on, as you can see, and I've just loosely put the bumper on. I just wanted to show you from scratch how good this G10 stuff is. This, whatever this is that's on here, this will get most of this off. I don't know what it is. It's quite greasy. Not sure what it is, but I just wanted to show you how good it is. So pour it liberally onto a cloth. And look at that. Off it comes. All of those marks. So you need a little bit of elbow grease. That is oil. some of it is oil. I don't know where it's come from, but you can tell it's oil. That light is actually broken inside, so I'm going to have to put a new one of those on. Look at that, a whole lot's coming off. So whether they are, some of it's oil, some of it's transfer of paint or rubber or something off of whatever this car has hit, or whatever has hit this car. But as you can see, don't forget I will obviously be painting this anyway because of these bits, which is a shame. It's a shame they're like that, because I could have got away without painting it. But the mounting points are all okay. I'm going to have to chuck this cloth away now, it's all greasy. Should have used some kitchen roll or something, really. So I'm using my new microphone now, so I've got a lapel microphone with a radio mic in my pocket. So I feel like I'm on Good Morning Britain now, doing a live broadcast. There, that's not bad, is it? Look at that, all gone, or most of it's gone. So what we'll do is we'll rub this down and then give it a good coat of paint. I've ordered the paint. I think I said earlier, I've ordered the paint. That will come Monday. The wing's a bit of an issue. I can't get one in colour, so I'm probably going to have to get one that's painted to code. I think I might take a chance to do that, because I think if I take it to the body shop, they'll make a nice job of it and they won't charge me that much. But it'll end up taking too long, and I don't want this to take too long. Once Connor's been on Friday, it'll be ready to drive. Hopefully, I say that, shouldn't speak too soon, but hopefully I'll be able to drive it. So if I can get a wing within a week or so, it'll pretty much be on the road. So I'm just going to go over it now. I'm not going to clean it now, I'm going to come out and do that tomorrow. So give it a really good clean inside and out. I want your advice on, not your advice, your opinion on something. I'm just going to take the camera off the tripod. So when I went round the car, you may have seen these things. Now, my question is, I'll just show you the key. It matches. Look at that. So these flowers, I've got one there. Let's close the boot. Got one there, and then you got three there. Need your opinion. Do I leave them on or do I take them off? It makes the car a little bit more individual, I suppose. But what do you think? Do you think we should take them off or leave them on? Right, it's the next day now. Now going to give it a clean. When I put the car down the drive yesterday, when it arrived, as you can see, it's quite a long way over, so I've not left enough room for my neighbour to park his car down the side. He's got a new car now, so he's using it. There's not really enough room here, so I'm going to have to, once I've cleaned it, and obviously I can't drive it, it needs to be pushed. So once I've got it clean, I'm going to put one of the new wheels I've got. If you remember when I got the red pop from Grant at Salvage Flippers, he gave me a set of wheels. One I used on the red pop, and I've got three left. So I'm going to put one of those on here, which is quite fortuitous that I've got them. It saves me having to buy one. So I'm going to put one of those on, and then I'm going to do my best to push it backwards, and then probably have to jack it up this side to turn the wheel to get the car to come this way a bit, to try and move the thing over a little bit. So hopefully it'll work and it won't cause any grief. But first of all, I'm going to give it a jet wash, and then I'm going to bucket and sponge it, and then get it moved. so I've managed to move it a bit. There's the three of us out here trying to push it backwards. I put the wheel on, and obviously the hub is floppy because it's only held on by the strut. So the drive shaft's still connected to the hub, but of course it's all floppy the other side. So we put the wheel on. As soon as it started to move back, of course the front wheel was moved forwards. It was fouling the washer bottle, so I took the washer bottle off. It's then fouled the front panel as well. So what I tried doing was jacking it up, tried moving it on the jack with the wheels of the jack facing that way. It wouldn't move at all, wouldn't budge. So before we did that, we managed to get it back probably about 3 feet. So what I've done is I've turned the wheels that way and then come back forward, almost touching the garage door. And then obviously by turning it that way, it's pulled the back in a little bit, so there's a little bit more room now for my neighbour to get his car down, so hopefully he should be able to get down there all right. He's only got full focus, but last night he parked it sort of here-ish, so I don't want to pee the neighbours off too much. So I'm going to have a cup of tea, and then I'm going to hook it up to the diagnostics and see if that's got anything to tell me. It's clean now, as you can see. It's nice and clean. You can see a couple of little imperfections. You've got a little dig in the paint there. Obviously nothing much. It's actually pretty clean. It's been looked after. I think there's a bit of a mark there. I think that will come off. It doesn't feel, it's not a scratch, so I think that will probably G10 out. There's a couple of little bits here and there, nothing much. They'll all come out. It's just that little bit to pull out down the bottom there, and another bit on the other side, as we saw yesterday. Just got the edge there that's got to come out. That'll come out easily enough with a slide hammer. It shouldn't crack the paint. So apart from that, there's not really any marks on it. It's a pretty clean car. So it's clearly been looked after. The seats are a little bit on the grubby side, as they all are, but not as bad as they usually are. Yeah, it's all in pretty good condition really, apart from obviously the obvious. So I've ordered everything I need to order now. I've got a new subframe for £120. That includes the already fitted, the anti-roll bar, which is the bit that I suspected might possibly be damaged there. Also includes the steering rack and the track rod ends, so they're all in one bit, so that's good. I'm tempted, because of the way this bent forwards, I'm tempted to just order one of these anyway. I can get a second-hand one for like 25 quid, 30 quid, just in case it's broken, bent. I don't think it is, but if it turns out it is, then obviously better to have one. That way Connor won't have to come back again. So headlight, I haven't got any headlight lugs for that side. The only headlight lugs I've got is for the driver's side, passenger side. So I'm going to order one of those. What else am I going to order? I think I've ordered everything else. The 2 drop links came this morning. Tie rods, keep calling them drop links, tie rods, whatever you call them. They've come this morning, so they're in the boot. Paint is coming today, apparently, so I'm going to have a go at the bumper today, see if I can get that painted as soon as the sun's out. And what else are we going to do? I'm going to plug it into diagnostics, see what that tells me. And I think that'll be it then until next week, when I can, when Connor comes round on Friday to sort out all this suspension and everything out. And then hopefully we'll be able to drive it. So I'm going to try and get Friday off, like I got this Friday off, just so I can be here. And then as you remember, the white one that we sold without redoing the MOT, the white pop, that was, I've still got an MOT booked on the 29th. I think it's the 29th, or actually on my wall there it says Saturday the 5th of September. I'll have to double check on that, because if it is, then that gives me a little bit of time and I can use it for an MOT on this one. So that would be quite good, because as you know, we're waiting a long time for MOTs at the moment. So if we can use that slot for this, so I can't see any reason why this won't be ready, to be honest, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll do some diagnostics after I've had a cup of tea, and then we'll be back. Plug this into diagnostics. You can see there 19,958 miles. So I don't want to drive this very far, because when I advertise this, I want to say it's done 19,000 miles, not 20,000 miles, because it sounds a lot less, doesn't it? So yeah. So what we got, 42 miles. Well, it's not far to the MOT garage, which is good. Right, let's laptop's booted up. This laptop is absolutely knackered, and I'm scared to put it onto my new laptop because I don't want to have any problems with the baud rate and all that nonsense, because I know I did when I first got this. So yeah, I'm reluctant to do that. So ignition's on. There are no lights up on the dash. There's no airbags gone or anything like that. Close the windows properly. So I'm not expecting there to be any errors, but then you don't know, there might be some stored errors somewhere in there. So first of all, we'll have a look at the airbag. ECU, connect. Talk amongst yourselves. Connect into ECU in your own time. I've got the ignition on, haven't I? Yeah. It's taking a long time. There we go. Right, errors. No fault codes. That's what we like to see. Disconnect. Next one, dashboard. Blue and me. Do we have a blue and me in here? We don't have a blue and me in here. So, instrument panel. Connecting. It's starting to get warm in here now because it's a nice day. Here we go. Errors. No fault codes. That's what we like to see. So I'm not expecting any at all, but I thought, you know, it's worth a look. Body computer. F10 connect. So I've got someone coming tomorrow afternoon who's coming down for a proxy alignment. He's got a Fiat Panda, and he's put a new speedo in, so he's got the flashing mileage. So he's coming down to see me tomorrow for me to do it. He's buying me some beer, which is nice. Reading it. Oh, of course, right direction indicators, because we've not got any. We've got a light out, daylights, no bumper on, of course. So yeah, of course we're going to get those. They will just go off once they're all reconnected. That's about it, I think. Really, nothing else to look at, I don't think. Yeah. So there's no errors. So we'll shut that down. So I think that's it for today, really. So as far as what we've got left to do, as I said earlier, the paint's supposed to be coming today. And hang on, let's turn the camera around. Hello. So yeah, the paint's coming later today by DPD. So I've got the bumper in the garden, so I might get that up on a trestle and rub that down and get that prepped ready for painting, actually, because I've got some I bought, rather than using ordinary primer, I bought some plastic primer. I have no idea what the difference is, but someone suggested it was better to use on bumper, so I bought a can. I haven't used it before, but I'm gonna use it on here. So yeah, I'll get that rubbed down, primed and ready for top coat. I've never had this colour car before, so I don't know how the paint's going to go on. I don't know how it's going to match, so hopefully it'll be okay. So yeah, what's left? So obviously we know all about the suspension, drive shaft, all that stuff down there on that right hand corner. We know about that. That's hopefully all going to be completed on Friday. The wing, as you've seen, I've got the white wing on it. There are no wings on eBay whatsoever in that colour. So I could take a white wing to the paint shop, but that's just going to delay stuff because they're not very quick in the paint shop. So they're not going to go into colour just for a wing, especially for me, in any great rush. So I think the best thing I can do is probably get one ordered on eBay. If I take it to the paint shop, it's going to be a paint to code, so I might as well get a paint to code on eBay. I can get one for £119, including postage. So that ain't too bad, actually, because I mean, I know it's only a Prasco Chinese wing, but I've used them before myself. They're fine. The wings are absolutely fine. Never had a problem with fit. As we know, bumpers, pattern bumpers are fine. Pattern bonnets are absolute crap. Never go anywhere near one of those. They're absolute rubbish. But the wings, I've had a few wings and they've been fine, absolutely fine. But yeah, we'll probably do that, I think, because if I can't get one, then I can't get one. I don't want to delay the car. I've got an MOT booked for the end of the month, so I think I mentioned it earlier. So I've got a feeling it's next Saturday, which is the day after Connor's coming. So assuming everything goes to plan, there's no reason why it shouldn't actually be ready for MOT next week. But is that cutting it a bit fine? I think it really is, because I'm going to have to get tracking done anyway, because obviously that's going to be all over the place, I would imagine. So I need to get that done. I'll get that done somewhere else normally, because I get it done for 40 quid for cash, as opposed to about 65, 70 quid, which is, I think, is pretty good. It's done properly, you know, proper laser alignment in a reputable garage type place. The place that I get my MOTs done, they do it, but it's I think it's 70 or 75 quid. So why pay almost double when I can just for an extra visit on the way? Even it's not even that far away. So I'll get that done there and then get it MOT'd. So I think I'm going to probably cancel the MOT. But what I'll do is I'll make another one for as soon as I can get it. This is almost a month wait for this MOT because they're so busy at the moment. So I'll see if I can get one booked for a couple of weeks' time. And then that should time in quite nicely then with getting this one done, and then it'll be ready to go pretty much. There's not really that much to do apart from that wing. Obviously the suspension is the biggest thing. Looking at those wheel trims, I'm wondering whether there's a paint out there that I can use for that. They don't all need doing, but I think to try and match them I'd probably need to paint all four. So the silver bits in the middle come off, and then underneath you've just got it's sort of a creamy white plastic. So I'm thinking of maybe just painting the whole lot, painting all four of them. That would look better. Obviously they'd look new. I'm not going to fork out 200 odd quid for a new set or 50 quid for one. There's no point, because you get one for 50 quid and it's going to be marked. So I think I'll paint. So I'm going to look into what paint to use. Now there's a company, I think it's called Nick's Automotive Supplies or something like that. It's a fella who worked for a paint mixing company, and he went up and set up on his own. And I bought some, you know, the graphite grey sports wheels. I emailed him about that when I found out about him, and he said, "Have you got a code?" I said, "No, it's these wheels. I haven't got a clue." He managed to find out what paint it was. He mixed me up a can specially. It cost me about 15, 16 quid or something, and he sent it to me, and it was perfect match, absolutely perfect match. So he knows his stuff, so I might contact him, because he might be able to do the same thing as he's done with that. Let's just turn the ignition off. Don't want to waste the battery too much. So I might go down that avenue, unless anyone viewing has got any ideas of has anyone ever done that before, or know anyone that's done it and can tell me what the paint code is. There obviously is a code of some sort. It's just a matter of finding it out. If the worst comes to the worst, of course, I'll just paint all four. If I have to paint all four, then I'll paint all four. You know, if they're not exactly the same, then so be it. But that's pretty much, I think, all there is to do. All the tyres are good, all four good. Obviously, one of them was on a knackered wheel, but the wheel that I've put on or taken off again, the replacement wheel is it's got a good tyre on it as well. So I don't need any tyres. It's a 14 plate car with less than 20,000 miles on the clock, so I think it's unlikely anything's going to be wrong with it, and I imagine it will probably sail through the MOT. I think it's sailed through all its previous MOTs, going by the MOT history. Got no documents whatsoever, so I've got no service history, nothing. So I've got documents. I've got to try and track the service history down if I can, the usual way. And then that's it, basically. And the seats have got to be cleaned, obviously, but you know, that's the usual thing. And then another proper clean, touch up any marks, any little paint chips, and then it'll be time for it to go. Again, you know, this will sell quick. Personally, I hate this colour. I think it's disgusting colour. Looks like diarrhea. Oops, excuse me. I dropped the phone nearly. Yeah, but people recently have said to me how they like it, and I've seen on Facebook and places that people are saying that they've bought this colour and they like it. So I thought, blow it, let's get it. If people like it, who am I to judge? I don't like the red seats in some of the pops, but other people love them. So what do I know? It's all about personal taste at the end of the day, anyway, isn't it? So yeah. So that is it for today. Obviously, this video is spread over 2 days. I only got the car yesterday, but we'll come back. Next video will be when the suspension stuff's done, the painting of the bumper, and so on and so forth. So that'll be probably next weekend, I would imagine, hopefully, if all goes well, all goes to plan, all the parts come and everything. So as always, hope you enjoyed this new project. I think we're going to call this project, I think we put it right at the very beginning of the video, Project, what was it, Cream Boy? No, it wasn't Cream Boy, it I can't remember now. Cream boy, beige boy. That was it. Yeah, Project Beige Boy. We're going to call this. Is it a girl? It's probably a girl. It's got flowers on it. Let's call it Beige Girl. Project Beige Girl. Okay, so that's the name of the project. Yeah, that's it. So again, you know, as I say, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the summer while it lasts. Stay safe. If you are a casual subscriber, hit that subscribe button just there. Hit the notification bell over here, and that will tell you when we upload some new videos. Give me a thumbs up. All these likes, shares, subscribes, etc. helps the channel grow. I'm doing this for you. I really enjoy doing this, and it's making money for the charity as well. If you remember, when we monetize the channel, I'm doing it at least for the first year. I'm giving all the proceeds that I make from the monetization is going to a local animal charity. I'll give you some more information on that, but we are making some money on it now. I'm amazed. Not a fortune, but they'll be pleased with it, trust me. We'll talk about how much we've made in the next video, but until then, thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.